Using all I'd learned from planetary gearboxes, I started making gearbox number 5. Now, as you can see from this huge pile of mess on the desk, it took quite a few versions. So here's my very first version. Now originally this did have 3 of the gear slots like I originally intended, however one of them broke. So on this, as you can see, it does actually spin. Sorry for the audio here, but just demonstrating. So this one actually has a 100-to-1 ratio, so for every 1 turn of this input, the output on this will have a 100 turns. However, the friction on this was insane. So I actually tried a different version. Now in this version, it has bearings, so the gears spin freely. It also had these little spacer rings to keep the gear sets away from each other and the carriers so they wouldn't touch each other. Now whilst in theory this would have less friction than my first attempts, it actually didn't spin as good, not even close to being as good. So I thought maybe it's the 3D printing that lets me down. So I retried with acrylic. These are all laser cut, and whilst in theory they should have been better, they had high friction and the T-slice snapping almost immediately. So I had a rethink and I decided if I redesign these ones but with the gears shrunk slightly, so there's big clearance and they'll mesh in a slightly different way. So this is where my final Gearbox 5 comes from. So this is Gearbox 5.4. So as you can see, we've got the spool on the front, output on the back. Now if we take the spool off, you can then crack the case open, and this is the gearbox. And honestly, it's a thing of beauty. So in this we have 3 sets of 10-to-1 gears, giving me an overall gear ratio of 1000-to-1. So for every 1 spin of this spool, I get 1000 spins on my output shaft, just here. Now, this is incredible as it gives the gearbox a very long life, and it will run for at least 20 minutes, giving light, power, phone charging capabilities for 20 whole minutes.